right now, you would like this fight?
Right now, I have a date coming up in July, so it's and this fight, I feel like I'm definitely excited to see how this fight goes. It's one of those fights that will separate me again from you know the crop of fighters that I've been facing, and not just that, but it'll separate me from the skill set. Everybody will see which the levels that boxing could go. So I'm
Hmm.
definitely excited to put on that performance. I'm really excited for the ones who've been supporting me, and I would say he's the first step. The next fight is the first step towards whoever else I want to face. So 135 is the division I'm in, and I'm prepared to face anybody who will step up. So we got some vacant titles at 135. Some people that might be um, participate for some of those titles, but I'm definitely open to contending for another world championship and unifying the division from still at 135 for one. But the journey is just beginning, and for me to be here the youngest world champion, when one of the biggest rising stars. It's you know, all I can say is just keep watching and keep supporting. Enjoying the journey. This is something that I believe wholeheartedly in. And anybody else that also believe the same, I would love for y'all to be the loyal supporters and watch me, just watch me grow.
Who's
Yeah.
and okay?
Now, Abdullah, in 2024, you, I believe, fought 5 times. Is that correct?
But yes, that's correct.
Now, is it a part of your trainers wanting you to say, well, busy and active? Because 5 fights in a year is pretty good.
Yeah,
And in them 5 fights in a year, you had 5 knockouts.
yeah.
When you go into a fight, are you looking for that knockout or are you just looking for the win?
Definitely looking for the win in a spectacular fashion. So, if that comes by knockout, then that comes by knockout. If it's another way, then you just have to be prepared for anything all around the board. But, the knockout is a cherry on top. So, why not grab that up if you could snatch it that night? But I would say that's the goal to get a knockout each fight. You just want to make sure you tighten all the way around the board. So you make sure your offense is tight, your defense is tight. You capitalizing off of your opponent. But boxing is a sport of entertainment. People want to watch fighters fight, and and that's how you make it worth their while.
What is your ultimate goal? To be undisputed in one weight class or to be undisputed in several weight classes? Because you're at what, 135?
No 135.
Which means that, 140 and 147 certainly are reachable for you.
Right, right.
So what ultimately is your goal?
I haven't put a ceiling on it. I feel like anything that I can put my mind to, I'll be able to accomplish it. That's definitely within reach. So I feel like I can become a unified or undisputed world champion in multiple weight classes. But right now, I just want to make sure I'm taking everything that I can do, and I'm just taking it step by step. So world champion, I'm the youngest active one. If I can become unified, I'll be, inshallah, hopefully the youngest active unified champion. If I'm able to do that, move up a weight class and become world champion. So my thing is just being the best at what I'm doing and knowing that, I'm doing everything that I can to do that.
I believe, Abdullah, that's the right attitude to have because, as we know, there's a lot of politics in the sport of boxing.
Right.
And to unify a certain division takes quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And at the same time, when you choose to move up, is your body naturally moving up to the next weight class, or are you eating pizzas and hot dogs to get to that next weight? Because that's where you want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so anyway, yeah, it says a lot in your mindset as to how you choose to do it because there are a lot of factors involved that a lot of boxing fans don't even know.
Mhm.
Right.
So for you, yeah, yeah. Does the body take that natural course, or do you make that happen? Do you do the hot dogs and the pizzas?
Definitely, definitely can't go the hot dogs and pizzas route, but you know, yeah. When it come to weight, you got to listen to your body. But you
Yeah,
all, but boxing is physical, so you also have to train your body to listen to you. You know, train it in the right ways and train it to to perform under those circumstances. You move up a weight class, you want to look even better, than you were before. So, just
yeah.
the main thing is in the training. Whatever you're doing, without the lights, there is what's going to show up when the lights are on.
Mhm. Now, every fighter, or most fighters, are inspired by someone. So, who was your inspiration, your favorite fighter, the fighter that you wanted to model yourself after?
As growing up before, I would say even before I turned pro, I didn't even watch boxing. Like watch it
Wow.
I didn't watch it like from the aspect of okay, I'm studying boxing, I'm studying this fighter, I'm studying that fighter. I really got into it because I enjoy doing it, and that's kind of where I grew as a fighter. Where my skill set grew is because I knew I had a passion, and I also knew I liked to win. So when I stepped in the ring, I wanted to make sure I was tight on everything that would allow me to win. So if it was something I didn't like, next time I'll try to be better at that. So that's what each
Mhm.
fight, each average of fight I had, I'll try to do that. You know, as time go on, and I guess that and my father being there also coaching me and telling me what he sees, that's what kind of got
Mhm.
me where I am today. But when it comes to fighters that like now that who I would look back and watch, it was definitely be like the old school fighters. You got Sugar Ray Robinson, Muhammad Ali. You got
Wow.
I like Leonard. You got Mike Tyson. But those are the ones who stepped in the ring before and what made boxing what it is today. So
There
boxing
you
what it
go.
is today, people still take what they take from the Robinsons. He a lot of skills that people use today are the same things that he did that you really wouldn't know unless you actually watch. So
Hmm.
I would say the old school
Hmm.
fighters you can't go wrong going back original.
Yeah.
Abdullah, when you, and I didn't mention this when I read your resume as an amateur, did you ever have the opportunity to try out for the Olympic team?
Yeah, that was my last amateur fight that I had. Well, actually, they changed the qualifying age from 16 to 18. So that's my main reason in going pro at 17 was because I qualified for the Olympic to go to the Olympic trials, but I had to wait another year because of the age. So
Mm.
I ended up
Okay.
going pro because there were all the other promoters looking at me. So I knew what I'll be able to do if I went pro at that age. And right now it shows that I'm the youngest world champion of boxing today.
Okay, because a lot of fighters after the Olympics, that's when they do make that decision
Yeah.
as to if they're going to go pro. And though you didn't go to the Olympics, you did choose to go pro, and you signed with Top Rank. What was that whole experience like?
It was a good experience because me and my father going into it, we kind of knew what we wanted. We wanted to be able to be moved and grow as a fighter. With me turning pro at 17, we knew that by the time I become 20, 21, 22, 23, I would be, much bigger than just weight holding off and going to the Olympics. So it was definitely in alignment with what we wanted. And it was a right promotion to sign to.
You
Yeah.
know, you've had some measures of success. And one of the things that uh, people often do, if they've had a measure of success in a sport that's been good to them, they want to give something back. So, is there uh, an organization or a group that, where you are that you want to now lend your support to and give back to?
Not one specific group. So with me being where I am, I have my next fight should be my first homecoming fight, at hometown fight. And
Mhm.
I know there are a lot of boxing gyms in Cleveland who hasn't been to one of my fights or hasn't watched me fight. So just for me to perform in my hometown, I feel like, and for them to see me or just visiting the gyms, that'd be a way of giving back, showing them that I'm where they are now. That's where I'm at. It doesn't take, all it takes is just staying at every day. It's within grasp. It's within grasp. I've come from the same neighborhoods that they coming from. All the children that's fighting, and it just take dedication, staying at it day by day. So just me being here and me being that example with my brothers, showing them that they could push through, all whatever distractions that come with it. I feel like that's my first way that I want to give back, with this hometown fight.